sex industry are entrepreneurs and should be granted the same rights as workers in any other field. Legalizing prostitution would help protect sex workers from the abuse and exploitation that now permeates the sex industry.
That was Shannon Williams, the Berkeley, California high school teacher who was arrested on prostitution charges during a police sting operation last month. Ms. Williams has since entered a not guilty plea in Alameda County Superior Court. The arrest has opened up, believe it or not, a debate. Should a teacher be allowed to work as a prostitute if it's on their own private time? Joining me now to discuss the issue from San Francisco, sex educator Veronica Monet, and from Philadelphia, Executive Director of SALT, Gloria Parr. Let's start with Veronica. Veronica, should a person be able to be a prostitute and also teach our children? What's your view on that?
The Supreme Court just decided that the state should stay out of people's bedrooms. If it's private, adult, consensual sexual activity, it isn't anybody's business.
So, Veronica, you're saying that the person could be out selling their body, and you think that they can carry on the function as a teacher in the classroom. Don't you think the students would, you know, to put it mildly, lack a little credibility?
You know, that's the same argument that was used to keep gays from becoming teachers, and as we have found, it doesn't hold water.
All right, Gloria, your reaction. It's amazing to me we could have a debate on this subject, but what is your reaction to allowing a prostitute to teach her kids?
It amazes me that it's a debate also because, well, one thing, it's a legal activity. It's not illegal to be gay. It is illegal to be in the sex industry as a prostitute. Prostitution's been illegal in most of the United States since the existence, and the problem is if you have a teacher as a role model, breaking the law, one thing, that's the beginning of the issue, and then it gets even larger than that as far as what are you teaching your children to aspire to. We don't have athletes who are allowed to be role models anymore. Our parents are too much absent, and now you're telling us that the teachers, where they spend the most time in schools, that they're not supposed to be a role model to these kids. And I think it's outrageous to say it's nobody's business if a teacher's breaking the law, and that's just the beginning of the argument.
Gloria, if you had a son or a daughter that you put in school, and your kid was in school for about a month, and somebody came, and your kid came up and said, "By the way, Mom, I just found out that my teacher is a prostitute," what would you do?
I would go directly to the teacher, for one thing. One thing is, as a woman, I really do care about other women exploiting themselves. They may not see it that way, but the bottom line is, to me, this is a feminist issue of caring about your identity. And your sexuality, first and foremost, has much to do with your identity, and to not cheapen your identity is essential. Not to cheapen your sexuality is essential, and we need to teach our kids this.
You know,
Veronica, go ahead, Veronica.
Yeah, taking the feminist platform when we know that your organization, SALT, is anti-abortion, anti-choice on every level. A feminist is for choice. It's for choice about whatever we want to do with our bodies. And if I want to get an abortion or I want to sell my body, that is my right
to live a life of dignity.
Prostitution is against the law, but I got to ask you this question. Let me ask this question. How could you actually believe that a person could be on a street corner selling their body, okay?
First of all, Shannon Williams was not on any street corner.
Wait a minute, let me ask the question, I'll give you a chance to respond. Selling their body, having sex, and then walking into a classroom with 7-year-olds. How could you justify that?
First of all, let's approach the whole thing that this is illegal. First of all, you know, when Rosa Parks did not go to the back of the bus, she broke a law. It was a misdemeanor. She went to jail.
Rosa Parks had to do with dignity.
Let her have her say. Let Veronica have her say. Go ahead, Veronica.
Yeah, thank you. Speaking of dignity, there are lots of sex workers who feel that their work has dignity, but that is their choice, and it has nothing to do with legislating religious values. We are not a
nothing to do with religious values.
Let her finish.
Oh, yes, it is. You are saying that sex is wrong. That is your whole platform.
Veronica,
sex is not wrong.
But
There are laws against sodomy. me right now on the books on about 13 states in the U.S. So technically, gay teachers are breaking the law, too.
Veronica,
but the Supreme Court just decided that you cannot legislate private adult consensual sexual behavior.
Let me tell you, first of all, it is against the law. And secondly, somebody that's selling their body for sex, you can't compare them to Rosa Parks. This is a lady that was fighting for civil rights, the ability to ride on a bus.
I'm fighting for civil rights, too, and I'll compare it to Rosa Parks if I want to.
You've been a prostitute, okay? You've been a prostitute.
Yes, I have. 13 years.
A lot of people,
I've never worked a street corner, and neither has Shannon Williams.
A lot of people who are prostitutes, you know what the fact is? They do it to support, it's crazy. They're abusing their body, but they do it to support their drug.
Do you even know a prostitute?
If I were a prostitute,
do you know a prostitute
I don't know what I'd do. So why do you do it?
You can't make all those judgments about prostitution.
Yes, I can.
You know nothing about the industry.
Yes, I can. I certainly can decide.
No, you can't.
My body is not to be used.
You have never been a prostitute. You never worked as a prostitute. You're speaking for prostitutes.
Veronica, prostitutes who have spoken up have said that they are victims constantly. There's so much data out there that prostitutes are victims.
There are wives that are victims. That is no reason to outlaw marriage. Would you outlaw marriage and tell your daughters not to get married?
One short question for you. Have you ever read the Bible?
From cover to cover, have you?
And what does it, what does it say about prostitution?
It talks about killing the whore.
What it talks about is, you know what, you're not supposed to use your body for this.
Again, you are back at trying to legislate your religious values.
You know what?
This country
is about talking about the Bible and you're talking about the whore, Jesus picked up and he said, let him who is without sin cast the first stone. The Bible spirit toward the whore, so to speak, is not one of killing. It is one of compassion.
It is for the first parts of the Old Testament. Do you know what? I'm not here to argue religion. I'm here to argue for the fact to keep your religion out of our laws.
What we're arguing about is we are, in a sense, arguing religion. And let me conclude by saying this.
This all comes from your Bible. You just brought up the Bible. How could you say this isn't about religion?
Because, Veronica, I'll tell you why. Because when we put people in the classroom to teach our children, we expect them to hold a set of values that we've embraced in this country.
You have used that argument for years to keep gays out of the educational system.
And you know what, Veronica, the only advice I have for you is stop being a prostitute. Veronica and Gloria, thanks for coming on.
I have no intention of doing so.
If you're not happy with a public school you're sending your child to, should the government be forced to pay for your child?